G'day and welcome to the Hunting Connection podcast. My name is Zach Williams and I am your host. Here we'll connect you with hunters, fishers and outdoor enthusiasts from around the globe. This podcast will share hunting and fishing stories, including past experiences, and tackle the tough hunting stereotypes our community faces. We hope to be a positive influence to those outside the community while also having a laugh along the way. Hope you enjoy the podcast. G'day and welcome to another episode of the Hunting Connection podcast. Today we have one in-house rather than online compared to what we've done for the last couple. Today we've got Bailey Wildman, a competitive target archer, hunter, and someone that's making it his way through big in the target archery community.
Yep. G'day, Zach.
Welcome.
How are you?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Thank you for having me.
Nah, you're welcome.
Yep. It's quite the place.
Yeah, it's a nice little room. It's got a lot of work to do.
Oh yeah, love the bow rack. It's awesome. Loving it.
You must definitely feel weird with no Hoyts in the room.
Oh yeah. Like I'll live.
Hopefully. So where you from, man?
I'm from Adelaide, SA. I'm from down near McLaren Vale.
Yeah,
so
nice and down south.
Nice down south. A nice little drive for me down.
We're recording north, so
yeah.
Thankfully Bailey's travelled just over an hour to be here tonight. So
Yeah. It was
we're
a lovely little drive.
very thankful for that. How old are you, man?
I'm 19.
Yep.
I'm turning 20 in October. So
Awesome. So how long have you been into archery and hunting and...
Oh, man. Well, I've been into hunting since I was about, maybe like 3.
Yeah.
And, like getting into that sort of stuff since I was really young from my dad and stuff. Target archery I didn't get into until I was about, must have been 15, 16 after I hurt my back from baseball.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like hunting since I was really young and yeah. Mainly rifles when I was younger and then into bows when I got a bit older, mainly because Dad was chopping and changing between them, so I just follow whatever he did. So
That's great. Well, you've definitely making waves in the archery community, that's for sure, down here.
Oh, I hope so.
So what do you do for work?
I actually work in an OSH, so like before and after school care.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's pretty good.
Enjoy it?
Yeah, it's really good. I really enjoy working with kids, so working like mornings and then work afternoons, so it's usually like 6 until 9 and then like 2 until 5 and then I work holidays as well. So.
That explains why you're up so early this morning.
Yeah, nice and early.
I thought maybe you might have been in a trade. But...
No. I was going to be a plumber, but I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah. Instead of dealing with shit, you're dealing with people's kids. I'm not sure what's worse.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, well.
I'm joking. I got kids. I know what they're like. And yeah, it'd be rewarding working with children.
It is really rewarding. I find it rewarding, and I think I like being a good role model to kids. Like I think it's like a sort of helping just like get them into different things and.
So becoming a teacher on the cards then from it? Or?
I don't think I couldn't become a teacher. And I'll stay away from the teaching. So I think I'll just be an Oshy for now.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
So how'd you get into hunting? And
it was through my dad, and just sort of like through my dad. Just he would go out hunting and go up shooting like spotlighting bunnies and stuff, and he used to. He's from Broken Hill, so he got into he was into pig hunting and stuff. So I think when we were really little, we went up and did like pig hunting trips. So I don't remember any of them. I was tiny.
That's great.
All these pig hunting stuff. So yeah, that's how I got into it. And then the bow hunting side of it, as I said, was like later on. And yeah, I wasn't very good when I first started.
None of us are. Man.
No, I was horrible.
I had very similar upbringing. Started out quite young, before I could remember, and always had a little fiberglass recurve in my hand.
Yeah, that's what I started with, a little red and yellow one.
Yeah, mine was a little solid black one. I wish I still had it, man, for my kids.
Oh,
but,
yeah, for sure. That's how you can just keep passing down and stuff.
As you've seen, I've got the little compound there.
Yeah.
For the boys, but It's been a hot button subject lately. Kids going out hunting. I've been contacted by a couple of media outlets recently about the issues going on in New South Wales with them trying to get 12-year-olds out on public land hunting. It's, from my understanding, it's perfectly legal for them on private land, but going out on the public blocks, they can't take kids out with them hunting. So
is it really?
Yeah,
I hadn't seen that.
Yeah, so I
Even
got
supervised, like if they're supervised.
Yeah. So that's what they're trying. They're trying to drop it down to 12 from 18 for bows and pigs.
Yeah.
Dogs for pigs. So hopefully they win with that. And a couple.
Sure.
I had the Australian reach out to me because I post a lot of stuff going out with the boys, and then I had some other news media podcasts reach out, so that hopefully that will come out in the next couple of days.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome.
That's only 17, 18 minutes, but talking about going out hunting with the boys, the memories that you have going out with your dad as a young fella, the memories I have going out with my grandparents when I was young, It's a tradition we need to keep alive. Exactly. So can you remember shooting your first animal?
I don't think I can remember my first, but I can. I might be able to. I think it would have been a bunny. It would have been like a bunny with a 22.
Perfect.
And I remember shooting a 22 for the first time. I think I was just shooting at like Cairns at 50 meters or whatever, and I really enjoyed it. I was just like, but I found when I was little, like it was just sort of like it was like an animal was just like another target. I think as you get a bit older, you get a bit more respect for the animal and stuff.
100%. That's something I've found for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of shooting, when you're young, I remember shooting the 12 gauge for the first time. I would have been 7.
Yeah, that's all right.
Pop here, have a shot. Stands behind me, catches me after the shot.
And then he was like, "Can I do another one?"
It's great fun. So your target gear. So do you have two different setups, a target bow and a hunting bow, or you?
I've got a few different setups. I've got a 50 meter target setup, so that just stays basically set up for just 50 meters. So that's the one I took away to Korea and Paris.
Awesome.
And then I've got like a field setup, so it's another target bow. So my other bow, my 50 meter one, that's a 40-inch axle-to-axle bow.
Yeah.
So it's a bit longer, so it's just a bit more forgiving. And then my other bow, my other setup for like field, probably going to set up for indoor and field at the moment. I might set it up for 3D. That's a 37. And then I've got another Hoyt Invicta just sitting under my bed at the moment because it hasn't got a rest on it. That's probably going to either be like my specific indoor bow or it's going to become like my 3D bow. And then I've got a RX4 for a hunting bow. So
for people not too into their bow brands, they're all Hoyts.
Yeah, they're all Hoyts. Yeah, I got the Hoyt bug from my dad when I was really little. He bought nothing but Hoyt. I think he started off with a Martin Firecat and then he got a Hoyt.
That's great.
So I was just like, I wanted to shoot nothing but Hoyt, and I think I've stayed that way because it's just, I'm a bit bow biased when it comes to bows.
Yeah, one of the first hunting videos I watched bow hunting videos I watched was a PSE one that came with the the Dream Season Zevo that's sitting on my wall. And then since then, I've just had the PSE, PSE bug.
The PSE bug, yeah, for sure. There's always that thing of like people are like, PSE versus Hoyt. Don't get into it. It's not worth it. It's really not that big of a deal.
Exactly. So when you go overseas, do you take two different setups just in case something happens in flight, like in transit, or?
I would like to, but on the last two trips, I only had 23 kilos. So I had 23 for Korea, and I had 20. I had 30 to go over to Paris, but then only 25 on the way back. So there was no
You're
point.
Hoping you lost a couple of arrows out there.
Yeah, well, I broke 2 in Korea, so that was always fun. But yeah, I'd love to bring 2 setups, but it's with like taking an Eastern bow truck, which is like a huge bow case. By the time you've got like everything set in it, you've put the foam in it and everything, it's already 13 kilos, so you don't have much.
How do you go flying with a bow into those countries? I've found, because I've hunted New Zealand and gone over to Mexico hunting.
Yeah.
So flew through the States. Flying out of Australia and into other countries, I've found it fine. But New Zealand, America, they're very hunting-ish countries. Coming back into Australia, I have so many issues coming through with customs. How do you find?
I haven't had any issues yet. Coming out of Australia, like you said, I found it really easy. Like the only thing we had was with Virgin, and they were a bit.
That's exactly.
Yeah. The Virgin were a little bit like on edge with it, but we just say it's sporting equipment. Singapore Airlines are really good. Yeah, that just goes down as sporting equipment.
Yeah, that's what I've always put it down as. My bow actually went missing when I came back from the States.
Oh, great!
I was without it for like 3 days. They had to come deliver it. It was the biggest nightmare flying back from America, waiting in the baggage claim for my bow to come through in Melbourne. And I'm like, where's my bow?
Yeah. We nearly ditched our bows in Melbourne.
Oh, no.
We nearly ditched them because we came back in and I think our layovers were a little bit late.
Oh, no.
So we had to... It was horrible. It was horrible. So we just had a 13-hour flight back to Singapore from France and then had a 6-hour flight that was delayed from Singapore back into Melbourne. So we had to go through customs and then also go through... We had to actually pick our bows up from oversize and then go through customs, but our bows weren't coming through oversized, so we were just going to leave them there, and then we were trying to deal with other stuff. So we ended up just deciding that we stood there, grabbed our bows finally, and then walked straight through customs. They were fine with it, and then got through, and then by the time we got there, they didn't give us any tickets, so that was fun. And then they told us that the best they could do was a 3-day wait until the next plane. So Mum and Dad hopped in the car and drove to Melbourne. So that was great.
Mum and Dad coming in for the goods.
Yeah. And
shout out to Mum and Dad, especially Mum
exactly,
tonight.
Exactly. And shout out to the recurvers and the VIS that helped us. That was awesome.
Yeah. I actually got, coming back from Mexico, I got dragged off my next flight to Adelaide. So my bow didn't show up. I was furious. And then in my luggage, I had all my hunting knives, but not my carry-on luggage, like my check-in luggage, which has never been an issue, you know. Tell them they got knives. No problems. They've flown back to Adelaide from Melbourne. They've come up, Mr. Williams, we've found some stuff in your luggage. Can you please jump off the plane? I'm like, what?
Are you going to take my luggage off first?
Yeah, so they'd already had it off, man.
Oh, did they? Yeah. Oh, wow, that's nice.
I was furious. I'm just like, man, like, there's no issues travelling with knives. Like, it's completely legal. It's in my check-in. Yeah. And they're like, oh, sorry, we stuffed up, and then put me on the next flight back to Adelaide.
Yeah, they bloody want to.
It was such a drama. But yeah, like the first time you're flying with bows, and
it's nerve-wracking.
It's very...
It's like, am I doing something illegal? You feel like you're like sitting there staring around at everyone.
We know it's sporting goods, but everyone else around, like, just talking to the average person who has no clue.
I feel like everyone sees, like, if it's a hard case especially, people say, like, oh, has he got a gun in there?
It doesn't help that I got born to hunt, forced to work all over it, and these stickers.
I think mine got? I think mine's got banned bullshit before bull bars on it. So it's
very nice.
Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear.
No, you can swear, man.
All right, good.
It's all good. So when you go out hunting, what's in your pack?
Water. Couple of knives. Bit of paracord just in case. What else do I carry? Oh God, I should know this. I would carry one of my. I've got like a portable bow press. Yeah. Carry one of them. I've always got like serving material and like a kit so I can work on my gear. So I would like have like a biter string, not serving tool, a biter string separator. Yep. Extra peeps. Yeah. A lot of that sort of stuff. I don't do all like the, people have like walkie-talkies and stuff. The property we hunt locally isn't big enough for that sort of stuff. So.
Yeah, no, that's understandable, man. At least you can work on your gear. I don't have any of that. I need a portable bow press. They're a handy bit of kit, that's
awesome.
For sure.
Sign and bow presses. look at sign and bow presses.
Yeah, they're the red ones with the silver.
Yeah, they're like a pull. I think it's like they're like a truckee knot or something that work. They're really cool.
Yeah, sick. Top beginner tip for getting into archery, whether it's target or bow hunting.
Man, read up about it first. Do your research. That would be one thing I would say. Do your research. Get a coach or find out, or just, get a mate that's willing to help.
Yeah.
Get a bow. Do your research on bows. Don't follow someone because that's what they shoot. So pick what you like.
Yeah.
Buy good quality gear, I reckon. Don't
Buy once.
Yeah, don't buy once, exactly. That's probably what I would say. Buy and then just train. Practice. You'll shoot.
So clubs, how do you go about finding what club suits? Because we have a few in South Australia, and I know there's dozens and dozens in each state.
Mm-hmm.
How do you find? Because I'm not a club guy. I've never been into club archery or anything like that. I've always done my own thing with mates.
It can be hard to get into because it's not a huge sport in Australia. Like, it's relatively small. I would just say hop on Google archery clubs and then see where that takes you. It should take you to Archery Australia. You can do your research there so you can learn about rules and all that. And then getting into a club, have a look around to all your different clubs. Pick one obviously close and one that suits you, or one that's, just a good club in general, I guess, and go from there. Really.
So are you affiliated with any clubs?
I am. I'm affiliated with, my main membership is with Eden Field Archers, and then I'm an affiliate member of Victor Harbour Archery Club, and I might be an affiliate member of Southern Vales as well, maybe.
There's a lot of archery. Everything in Adelaide to do with archery is pretty much south of Adelaide.
Yeah, definitely.
Southern Field Archers, I think, like the shops, and
the ones out here. There's like Cressy, Barossa Archery Club, which is down like Archery Road or something.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Really nice club, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, really nice.
We got Playford Field Archers just up the top of the hill here, 2 minutes from here. Then you got Trophy Bow Hunters over at Tea Tree Gully there.
Yeah, haven't been there. I really want to go there.
Yeah.
They're more 3D, aren't they?
Yeah, I believe so.
Whyalla, that's even further. Pardon me.
I won't be going there for a local shoot, that's for sure.
No.
What about top 5 beginner items for someone getting into
a bow? A good bow.
So picking a bow. How do you go about picking a bow?
Ooh, that's a good
because there's so many different brands. I'd say there'd be 5 or 6 top name brands that the trustworthy stuff.
Yeah.
But then you've got different draw lengths, different poundages, different ATAs.
Well, you're probably best off looking at like a kit. Like, you can look at a kit which will get you started and like get you shooting. Obviously, I think you can get like a Stinger, like $600 for a kit or something.
Yeah, $650.
Go to a pro shop. Go to a pro shop. YouTube, lots of research.
Do you recommend buying off a line, or do you recommend finding the closest shop that's somewhat of a pro shop? Because it's hard in Australia, a lot of people are very outback, and the local archery shop isn't so local. So
I would stay away from anything Amazon.
Yeah,
stay away.
Can agree.
Yeah, anything with certain. Yeah,
I know where you're coming from.
Stick to a pro shop. Go to a pro shop. Go to your local pro shop. It's much easier. Or just get it from. Just ring up the place if it's interstate. Ring them up. Do that. It's much easier.
Poundage wise, what's the limit for field archery and 3D? Because I know that I think they have a limit on it from what I've heard.
So target archery, your limit is 60 pounds, and they do test it. So, but there's a little trick to that, but I won't get into that. There's 60 pounds. Always go like either 0.8 of a pound lighter or a pound lighter. So usually most people are shooting 59 pounds.
Okay.
And some people prefer to shoot with 55 pounds. They find it's easier to shoot, but
So is there a reason why it's set at?
That's a good question, actually. I don't think I know. It might be like pass-throughs wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I as soon as I started bow hunting, I just picked up 70 pounds and started shooting 70 pounds,
Yeah,
and then you get all the Cam Haines wannabes shooting 80, 90,
Slapping the trigger.
I'm guilty of that, man.
Yeah.
I'm just...
Don't worry, I was too.
I slap... I got a little wrist release, and I'm the worst archer. Like,
Or I don't know. There's some bad ones.
I just send it, man. I would not want Pat or anyone to see my see my form.
No, it's
I'm all pretty much self-taught and then just picking up stuff from friends along the way.
Yeah,
and YouTube and
you
Instagram.
can find some good videos out there, like helping with stuff like that. Some of them you watch and you just go, what are your credentials?
That's me.
But nah, it's I think anyone who's starting, that's a piece of gear. Buy a hinge. Don't start on a trigger.
Yeah, that's a controversial thing because you've got the hinge release, the back tension, you've got the wrist strap, which I'm a fan of. I love it because in a hunting scenario, it's always on your wrist.
Yeah,
it's
ideal.
You know exactly where it is.
Yeah,
where the amount of people that lose hinge releases and back tensions when they're out hunting, they put it in their pocket and they go over the next ridge. Oh, there's a deer. Fuck, where's my release?
Yeah. I can imagine spending, if you went on like a guided trip, spent however much money just to lose a release.
I carry, because I've even lost a wrist strap being out. I carry because you shoot something, you go to gut it.
Yeah.
I clip my release to the bow.
Yeah.
So I always used to just clip it to the string. Mm-hmm. But I picked up the bow one day, it's unhooked. So now I strap it to the bow.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But I also carry one in my my hunting pack, a spare one,
even
exactly the same.
I used to shoot a wrist strap, but then I went to just like thumb button.
Yeah.
And it was really good. I was shooting it all right, but I had... You know what target panic is, don't you?
Yeah, I've had it. Yeah. I get it.
Shit. I had it full on. I've got a video of me. I actually recorded it the other day. A video of me at Oz Open, so like probably one of Australia's like biggest competitions, in the gold medal match. I think it was me, Pat, and Scott Bryce.
Yeah.
Versus Matt McDougall, Darnie Westhausen, and John O'Milne, and stepped up to shoot. And I just had this huge flinch. I was like, full on, like nearly let down. It was that big, and then had to pull back up and like miraculously shot a 9. So I don't know. And then 2 days later, I was like, I'm buying a hinge.
Yeah, I tried to shoot a thumb release once. I think it was like a back tension thumb release, and I could not get it to work. I was panicking, I'm pressing it and it's not working. I'm just like, this is shit. This is shit. I've like let down. I'm like, nah, take that shit. And it's scared me off at all hinge back, everything.
Yeah.
I'm just like, nah, I like my trigger because I know when it's gonna go off. Stuff all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, you can shoot a hinge like that. You just slap the hell out of it.
I can't remember what release it was. It was something that one of my mates was using. But yeah, I pull back and I'm pressing the thumb and it's just not going. I'm like, and you're starting to get nervous. And I'm just like, nah, take it.
Take it back.
This bow's about to explode in my hand.
It's broken.
So picking a good quality bow, what's next?
Well, my pick would be a release aid. I would say to anyone who's starting out, you can go to a trigger later on, but it's not worth the however many months of agony.
Learning all the bad habits that I have.
Just buy a hinge. Doesn't have to be too expensive. Just buy a hinge and learn that. And then,
any particular brands for people looking?
Your best would be. There's a lot of brands like. You've got Carter, make good hinges. Stan.
I think I'm shooting, is it Scott's?
Scott make good stuff. B3, I shoot a B3 hinge. They're really good. What's the other ones? True Ball, really good. Yeah. They're like probably the most popular release aid.
Yeah.
And they do really good release aids. So, yeah, they would be like your top picks probably. There's a few others I'd be missing somewhere.
Yeah, there's lots of brands. Like we were talking before the podcast, like I was trying to remember that bow brand that I seen on TikTok of all places. And I'm just like, ATA. I'm like, nah, APA.
Yeah.
But that had the broad head wrench and the knock adjuster on it,
Yeah.
and the broadhead sharpener is, and
That's pretty cool.
it's a cool looking setup, that's for sure. It's
someone
different.
Needs to jump on that. Someone needs to jump on that. I wonder if they've got a patent on that.
I would assume so. I think they're an American brand, so
Definitely have a patent on it.
So bow, release aid.
Yeah, bow.
What
release
about like
aid.
picking arrows and that for just someone getting into target? Are you recommending carbon or are you going?
I would say carbon.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be like a super high quality carbon. Like you don't have to go out and buy an X10 as your first arrow, or buy like a, I know they're not carbon, but they're an FMJ or something like. They're a good target arrow as well. But yeah, something like a Eastern Advance Sport, or carbon ones. They're slightly older.
So you were Eastern guy. You shoot Easterns.
Yeah, I shoot Eastern.
Yeah.
There are other good like Black Eagle make good arrows too. But yeah, I personally pick Eastern.
I was always gold tips until I've started going to like a few of the Australian brands, and I found Nap Time Archery, and that's just the best arrows. I've tried a few other Australian arrow brands, but the Nap Times in the slim diameters.
Yeah. I have heard of them. I reckon I've seen them around.
That's them there. They're slim diameter.
Oh,
Insert, outsert.
yeah, they're nice.
Super strong. Like the toughest arrow I've used.
I like the name, Nap Time.
Yeah, they're great. They're great.
How many grains are they? Grains per inch?
Should say it on there. That one might be worn off.
Oh, 11.16.
They're tough, man.
11.1.
They're tough. They're great.
Yeah, they've got all the scratches.
Yeah, that one's been used a bit.
Yeah.
Probably going through a couple of critters, that's for sure.
They're nice. They're a bit similar to like an Axis.
Yeah.
Like, are they a 6mm? Not sure.
Not sure.
Yeah, they're nice.
I just know they shoot true and they
make things dead.
Yeah, exactly. And they don't break on pass-throughs a lot of the time, which I've just gone through that many different arrow brands. Just you go pick it up on the other side and it's just shattered.
It's the worst when you buy brand new arrows.
Oh, dude.
You're like, I've got to go get them sighted in. Straight into.
That's why I don't like target archery, especially when you're shooting at the same spot and, Robin Hoods and clip and fletching and all of that.
I reckon when I first got into target archery, I had a green point Prevail. It was my first proper target bow, and I got some old. They were secondhand Eastern X10s. They just had like steel points in them, so not tungsten points. They were steel points. Still not the point. They're still X10. Went out shooting 50 meters. Hadn't adjusted my sight. Shot. But I was like, oh man, I can't see my arrows. Usually I can see my arrows. Got down there. 4 of them in a golf ball sized group in the wood.
Oh no.
Well, Dad won't be happy with me.
That's still when Dad's as soon as you hit 18, you're paying for all of your own archery gear now, mate. So yeah, bow, release aid, arrows.
Arrows. God, there's so much stuff in archery.
You running any binos or spotting scope? What brand?
I've got Vortex binos. I've just got like Vortex Crossfires.
Yeah, great. They're honestly a great bit of kit for people. Awesome. They're well priced for what they are.
Yeah, I've got the 12x50s, and like still super clear. Like I've looked through like other Bushnells that are around the same sort of price, and they're just better.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And I think I've just got like a really cheap, pretty shitty Celestron. It's just like that's my little spotting scope.
Yeah.
It's about that big. It's like half of a ruler. But it does the job. Like I can see my arrows in the target. I would like, maybe like a, I don't know, Swarovski or like a...
Wouldn't we all?
Maybe for field, I might like some, Swarovski, what are they? The GeoVids? Or is that like a...
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
I don't know.
I don't look at stuff that's out of my price range too often.
Because it's like, I should buy them.
I know Audi had a spotting scope pop up and it was $60. I'm like, all right, that's in my price.
My dad bought 2. The next day they were back at Audi.
They're honestly not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Need to work on the stand a little bit, like the tripod.
Just don't zoom in too much.
Yeah, I took some photos of some fallow through it at like 300 yards, and
pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad. Like grainy, but for the price of it.
Yeah, worth it.
Worth it.
$60 isn't much money.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially for his body scope. I do like Maven. I've just saw that up there. I've been looking at it the whole time. I looked through some Maven binos and the Maven spotting scope.
Yeah, I got some. I got some binos a few years back from Outdoor Oz, I think. Outdoor Sports. And dude, just insane. They're my hunting binos still today, and I've had them probably almost 6 years. They're awesome bit of kit. They're so clear. And then like the top of the line Mavens, just that.
Is it B1? E1?
Yeah. Just that Japanese glass. It's so nice.
Crispy.
Yeah. And for the quality of the product compared to the price you're paying, it's just ridiculous.
And then like I guess it's the same as like the Vortexes. I think what's my dad got? He's got the Vipers.
Yeah.
Viper, and like they're just so like for the money, they're a little bit more expensive.
Because the Crossfires are about $300-ish bucks, and then the Vipers are about $5.
I think the Vipers are. No, that's the Diamondbacks. I reckon they're about
Diamondbacks,
$500.
and
the
then
Vipers like 2 steps above, around about.
Yeah.
And they're just like so good, like so clear, awesome. But like with the warranty you get, for such good glass, like makes it worth it. And I'm not sure about the Maven warranty. I think it's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe the Maven's really good too.
Yeah, I really like them. I looked through some of my mates and I was just like, oh yeah, I want some.
So how do you find the community when you're going overseas? 'Cause is this your first year competing overseas?
Yeah, this is my first year competing overseas. It's awesome. Just the whole feel of it's so cool. I was so nervous because I watch lots of archery like, on YouTube and stuff. Just, I love watching archery, I guess. And you see like people like Mike Schlosser and who Mike Schlosser is.
I don't follow that much target archery, man. I'm a bow hunting person through and through.
Got to check it out. It's pretty cool. Mike Schlosser his nickname's Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
And he's just awesome. I actually got to sit down with him and just like have a chat with him, and
that's
then like
wicked.
Him, Brady Ellison, Chris Schaff. Brady Ellison's a Olympic silver medalist for recurve, and like Chris Schaff and all them and all the South Africans, and it was just cool to like sit there and actually be a part of like speaking with them and like getting to know these people that are actually people. And
your idols going through type thing.
On.
That's
and
wicked.
Getting to shoot alongside them as well. Like I think my first match in Korea that I lost, unfortunately, I was standing like. Where was I ranked? I think I was ranked 33rd, and I was up against a guy from Taiwan. Yeah. And I was ranked 33rd, he was ranked 32nd, so we were both the 2 middle ones, so we were going up against each other. So whoever won that went up against seed number 1.
Oh, wow.
And that was Mike Schlosser, who shot like an outrageous score of like, I think it was 714 out of 720 at 50 metres.
Look, I'm not a target archery guy. Mm-hmm. Explain how the scoring works. What's going on there? How many arrows you're shooting?
So you're shooting with compound. It's 50 metres on a 80 centimetre face, and you're shooting at the 10 is about the same size as a tennis ball, and the X is about the same size as a golf ball around about, and you shoot 72 arrows, and the maximum score you can get is 720. So you got people who are shooting, 718s. I think the world record is 718. So at 50 metres, they've only missed that 10 twice.
That's
nuts. I think my best 709. So
you shoot, what'd you say, 70? How many arrows?
Yeah, 72 arrows.
So are you shooting so many going up and restarting and then shooting so many again, or are you shooting 72 straight? Or
no, you shoot 6 arrows, and that's one end, and then you shoot 12 ends of 6 arrows.
Yeah.
And then you've got a half, which is usually a break. So you've got 6 ends, and that's your half. So then that's out of 36. And like it's not unusual at a Worlds to have someone shoot like a 357 out of 360, and then
That's nuts.
double up on that.
I can't even imagine shooting. Like I'd go shoot, 50, 60 arrows when I lived up in the hills and I had the range.
Yeah.
But putting that many through, just I could imagine how many you have to put through to practice, man.
Well, I think some of them are shooting like. I think they'd get paid for it, so they'd be shooting like 400 arrows a day, training, doing whatever. Probably going home and doing nothing the rest of the day. Maybe shooting a bit more.
That's nuts. Fun one. Zombie apocalypse weapon. What are you going?
AA-12.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. It's been brought up before.
It has.
It has by myself.
Yeah. I don't think you beat it. Honestly,
where'd you first find out about the AA-12?
FPS Russia. Yes. I remember watching that when I was like, I must have been about 5. That was and then like even since then, like just speaking to the parents, like, what would you bring to the zombie apocalypse? Yep. Everyone goes, I'd bring a katana, I'd bring this, it's like, nah, AA-12. You can fit however many bullets in that drum mag, you're sorted.
It's a great bit of kit, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. How he holds it in the barrel, pulls it out soaking wet, just pop.
Oh yeah, and they're super light as well, and they don't
no recoil.
Yeah,
all the springs in the stock. So, what have you forgotten when you've gone out for a competition?
Oh,
have you forgotten something?
I always forget water. That's probably one of the worst ones.
Not a bit of gear, just water.
Yeah, water, snacks, bow stand. That one sucks because then you have to lean your bow up with like an arrow. Shit. And your cam gets all muddy and it's just it's not fun. But what else have I forgotten? Oh yeah, what else have I forgotten? I've forgotten. Yeah, I reckon bow stand's probably one of the main ones. I might have forgotten arrows once, maybe. Yeah, that wasn't fun.
What about on a hunt? You've forgotten much on a hunt or
binos? That sucks.
That does suck.
Especially when you're hunting with a bow.
Yeah.
You can't glass or anything.
Small game, especially that.
Yeah. I think I forgot my rangefinder once.
That sucks too.
And I didn't want to guess anything.
Worst thing is when you've gone out for a hunt, grab your rangefinder, range something, click, it ranges. Then the numbers just drop out, and you're clicking.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it. The battery's flat.
Like, do I have a spare one?
You never do.
No, and they're always the most odd batteries as well.
Oh, they're horrible batteries to find, that's for sure. What's the funniest thing to happen to you in a competition?
Oh, God. I think I farted on the line once. It's hard because it's really hard. It's like because sometimes you're like, man, I really need a fart, and you have to keep shooting. Yeah. Like you've got to time it, or if you're in a QRE, which is just like a qualifying range, you've got a timer. So like, if you run out of time, you don't get that score. So it's horrible.
Hopefully it wasn't a record.
Oh no, I don't think anyone heard it. It's like you're standing there like
silent but deadly,
at full draw, like clenching. Make sure you don't fart. That's the worst. Yeah.
What about sketchy, dangerous thing to happen out on a hunt? You had?
Oh, I have had one. So I was sitting up at a tree. We were hunting fallow deer.
Yeah.
Didn't get anything. And I was sitting. I think I was sitting on a chair backed up into a tree. And I was sitting there, and these cows came walking into the paddock, and there was a bull in the like midst of them, and he started getting a little bit closer and a bit closer, and Dad was nowhere to be seen. He was on the other side of like a gully, sitting over there, and I was like messaging him like, Dad, and it's not very good reception. I was like, Dad, so the message would take 5 minutes to come through. So by the time he got back to me, it's like the bull was 5 meters away, and there's like a cutout in the tree, so I was like cramped up into the tree, like sitting there, had an arrow on my bow, like it's like, please don't charge me. And it was sitting there just staring at me for a solid like 15 minutes. I think I would have been about 14, 15. I was shitting myself. I was like, oh God, please no. And I think I fell over in a creek once as well. I just shot a bunny. I was out with Martin.
Yeah.
I was out with Martin.
Shout out to Martin.
Yeah, shout out to Martin. I was out hunting with him and Dad. I just shot a bunny. I was super excited. Went to walk over oh my God. Stood on like a rock. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
Stood on a rock
Footsies.
and stood on this rock, and it was wet. I just wasn't paying attention. Went arse up. My bow was in my right hand. I was falling over the right. Saved the bow. Threw my bow up to my left hand, so I'd landed on my shoulder. It was just like with my bow, I was like, "Yeah, I'm in the water now."
Do you know Joel Edwards?
Ooh,
Bigger fella used to hang around archery Mark with James and.
No, I don't think I do.
He used to do a fair bit of target archery. I took him out hunting once, and we've crossed this creek. I'm just like, careful, this is a real boggy patch, and I've like bounced across the rocks and that. And he's just, all right, follows my footsteps and just sinks to, like, his whole leg sinks to his waist, and he's just stuck in the mud. And he's like, Zach, help! I've turned around, I've lost it. First thing I've done. Picked up my phone, taken a photo. I'm just like, nah, gotcha.
So get me a stick or something. Get me out of here. Bloody hell.
Just sunk straight up to his hip there.
I've
just
got video of me falling over in a creek, out fly fishing. Oh my God. One of my best mates is from Canada, and he lives in Canada, and he came over. He's half Australian. He came over here for a while, and we went out fly fishing, and we were walking up this creek. Just, walking, and he was filming because I think we were planning on doing like a YouTube video or whatever.
Shout out to your YouTube channel.
Yeah, oh God, don't even. Oh my God, I should probably put a bit more stuff on there, make it a bit more high quality. But no, he was filming behind me, and I was walking, and he asked me like, oh, what are you doing, Bailey? And I went, oh yeah, and I took a step, tripped on another bloody stone in the water. Did a little dance as I was going down, fell on my arse, and he got it all on camera.
That's great, yeah. I was out fly fishing with one of my mates, Jim, and he loves his fly fishing, ties all his own flies.
Yeah.
Wearing waders, there's me just in my shoes,
board
shorts. Yeah. He's all decked out in his waders.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes arse over tit, not neoprene waders,
oh no.
Fills him right up. I just got a video of him tipping out his boots.
Got the phone straight out again.
What's the most important thing, apart from a bow, in competitions, you'd say?
Oh man. A release aid. But other than that, other than like gear wise, it'd probably have to be, I'm really bad at it, food and water.
Seems to be a common.
It is, because you can be standing out there for a couple of hours, especially if you're shooting like one of the older rounds. So you're shooting like 144 arrows in a day at 90 metres all the way down to 30. It gets really, like it takes all day.
Sugary drinks help, or bit of Powerade powder in the old water bottle, or you just
I don't personally, but yeah, probably you could probably get away like a Gatorade or something. Shout out to Gatorade. Hit me up with a sponsor. No, but yeah, I just stick to water, and then after the shoot you can.
What about snacks? What are your go-to snacks out?
I'm pretty bad with snacks. Mum always goes to me and walks out, you got snacks to shoot? I'm like, no, I don't. And I just leave anyway. I'm really bad. But no, usually muesli bars, maybe some cheese and crackers if you're lucky.
Nice.
Sandwich maybe if it's a long day. So if it's a double sandwich.
Reasonably healthy snacks, mate.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for when I'm out hunting. I'll get like a bag of Sour Patch Kids, man, and just smash a bag one.
Mm-hmm. And you'll be like walking around just like...
Yeah. Hyped up on sugar. Yeah. That's after the 2 energy drinks I've had pre-hand.
If someone come across, he's like, what's this method doing walking around the bush? Licking his lips. Hey, you guys got any more Sour Patch?
Top 5 dream animals.
It's got to be one's elk. Fallow deer in New Zealand. I'd love to get a fallow in New Zealand.
Why New Zealand for the fallow? Is it just because of the size of them over there, or the terrain, or just the...
Bit of everything. I think New Zealand's just so amazing. Like, just the landscape as well. Like, we're not far apart, but it's so different.
Oh, dude,
so awesome.
I chase Seeker over there, and it's it kicked my ass, and I loved every minute of it.
It's not just the hunting; it's that you can go fishing and like kingies, all that. Like,
you seen the fallow deer from Bulgaria?
I haven't. I know Europe gets some huge deer, but I haven't. And they get huge.
Ben Solaris.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll send you some links afterwards.
Yeah,
the fallow deer in Bulgaria is just ridiculous. Like, it's...
Russian boar. Have you seen them?
Yeah.
You.
Ben Solaris.
Oh, it is. It is. Oh, it's not just Russian boar.
It is. Because they get them all through that whole Eastern Europe. It's just...
mad.
Insane. Huge. Insane animals, man. So what would you say? I bet no.
Oh yeah,
kudu.
Yeah, kudu. Like South Africa, hunting South Africa. I'm not into like zebra, and I'm not into that sort of stuff. Like, I'd just rather shoot deer. And
I'd love a zebra skin on the floor.
Yeah, it would look pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. I've never gotten into that. I think it's just I don't know.
Seen too many of them up at Monardo, and you're like, look at the cute stripy horse.
I'm even the same with bear. I'm a bit. I don't think I'd hunt a bear.
Oh, it's on my bucket list. So
I don't know why. It's not like I'm not. Oh, I mean, I should be scared of them, but I'm not.
I've seen a koala. I'm not scared of bears.
Yeah, I've seen a drop bear before. No, they're. I don't know. It's just. I think I really like bears. That's probably not. I couldn't see myself hunting one. If it was running at me, it's dead. But well, probably not actually.
I watch way too much. Do you know Clay Newcomb? I've brought him up on the podcast a couple of times. Bear Hunting Magazine. Mm-hmm. He works for Meat Eater now. He's got a video of him, and he's a stick bow hunter, primary, and he's there, and he's behind this stick blind, and this bear, they're hunting over bait. Mm-hmm. This bear walks up to him, gets from here to where my hand is from you. End of his arrow, the end of the arrow touches the bear's nose.
Oh, I have seen that.
And then it like turns around and he puts a shot in it. As soon as I seen that video, I'm like, bear's on my list. 100%.
I've got to do that. I've got to be that close to dying and shitting myself at the same time.
I don't want to be that close, but it's just...
I think another one would have to... Oh, red. All the Australian deer. Yeah. I think they're like... I'm yet to shoot a deer. I know that sounds bad, but I'm still yet to shoot a deer. I've been really wanting to get out hunting.
Yeah.
Competitions.
Yeah. I can imagine, man.
What's another one?
Red deer are just... I took my first stag this year. I've taken a couple hinds and a couple spikes, and I took my first stag this year, and shout out to Hainsey. Dude, it was just... They're such a cool animal, and they're so big. Yeah. And they're not even like the biggest deer species we have here, like Samba.
Yeah, Samba.
This little fella up here.
Yeah.
That's the third largest deer species.
The skull on him.
Yeah, and he's only, a year and a half old, probably.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. They're a big animal. I think once you're actually like alongside them, it's impressive how big they are.
Oh, dude, and tasty.
Yeah, I think the first time I was ever out hunting, it was for fallow, and it was just like... Not the first time I was out hunting, but the first time I encountered a deer, I was a bit worried because like you hear a fallow and like especially the croaking, they're a bit scary. And when you're about 10 and you're sitting there going, "Oh, Dad, what's that sound?" It's like it's just a deer. But then you hear it because they're real loud as well. Like you hear them like trotting through the bush. It's like they're not a...
And just that
animal.
when they're spooked, that noise they make, and Samba are crazy for it. Have you ever gone over to Victoria hunting Samba?
I haven't, but I've got permission to go hunting in Mount Beauty. Yeah, so I've got a property up there that I'm allowed to go hunting.
Dude, when they're spooked, the noise they make just goes through you. You feel it in all of your bones. It's ridiculous. And Seeker are the same. Seeker, just the noise they make, it goes through your bones.
I reckon it's worse when it's like early morning, late afternoon as well. Just on dark and hearing those noises, not fun.
It's ridiculous. And then you got like the reds that, they sound like halfway between a cow and a lion. It's just a ridiculous noise they make.
Yeah.
But just for it. Such a good noise. I love that noise.
Sorry, I coughed.
just the different noises that the different deer species make is just incredible.
It's so cool. Whitetail. I'd like to shoot a whitetail in America.
Yeah.
I know it's like everyone's like, oh, it's just a whitetail, but
I got mine sitting up there from Mexico.
Yeah. Good.
They're cool, man. They're a cool deer. They're different. They're definitely different. And the Mexican ones, they're just even. Yeah. It's crazy because you're hunting out of a blind over a corn feeder. Yeah. So you fill these 44-gallon drums up with scented corn, like candy apple scented corn.
Damn,
and
sounds pretty good.
You've got these timers on them, so you set them for 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Set them, and the timer goes off and spins the corn everywhere.
Yeah.
And the deer just come out of the desert, out of all the spiky shit, and just come and eat.
It's almost not hunting.
It's not, but it is. Like I missed a buck with the bow.
Yeah.
Like 40 yards.
And
just
super skittish.
Fairly.
Yeah.
I'll show you a video later of me shooting a doe. Like she you can see her move as the arrow just about hits her, but just takes out the top of her heart. But it's just different to what we have over here, especially because you're hunting over a feeder. These deer, as soon as that timer comes off, they just come out.
Yeah.
And you've got deer come out. You've got javelina. Do you know what javelina are? Yeah.
Yep.
So they come out. You've got feral pigs come out. Then there's quail all on the edges. You're like, you're sitting in a big elevated box blind. Like I shot him with a rifle out of an elevated box blind, but it was just, it was cool. And, then you get coyotes come out and you hear them howling out in the background. It was insane.
So it's quite the accoutrement of animals.
Oh, dude, it's a lot. Mexico gets a bad name because of all the gang violence and all of that shit, but it's it can be, but we stayed on the farm. So if you find a good outfitter, there's so many cool animals over there. It's just I've seen armadillo. I took a big rattlesnake, like big 6-foot rattlesnake.
Wow!
Cooked that up, ate it. Dude, it was unusual.
Tastes like chicken.
It was unusual. I don't think I cooked it right, but it was definitely unusual. And then bullfrogs, caught a heap of bullfrogs and cooked them up.
They tasted like chicken, didn't
they? They were so good. They didn't taste like chicken, but they were.
I think everyone everything. That's the first thing. It's like, new animal. Yeah, it's like chicken, I reckon.
Oh man, I tried so many different things over it. Javelina. It gets a bad name, but dude, if we had it over here, I'd eat it weekly.
Like anything like pork?
Similar. Yeah. Very similar.
Yeah.
We cooked pretty much everything we shot. We were cooking on an Argentine style grill where you just wind it up and down over the coals and just everything in tortillas with mayonnaise.
Oh yeah, for sure. Got to get the tacos going.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was like, instead of buying a loaf of bread over there, we were buying like a big pack of tortillas and just everything we ate. Lunchtime was like ham and cheese in tortillas. Dinner time was like venison and pork, like even all the feral pigs we shot, javelina, just all in the tortillas. The quails in the tortillas.
Yeah, and Australia's a bit different. It's like, what are we having? She's like, sausage and bread.
A pie.
Meat pie.
We could swing past the servo and, no luck hunting in the field, so you go hunt the pie warmer in the local servo.
Go hunt the pie warmer. That's me on
take your arrow into the servo and just stab the pie you want.
It's embarrassing when you walk into a servo kitted out in camo gear and it's like, oh, what are you doing? It's like, I've just been out hunting. It's like, didn't go well. I wouldn't be here, would I, mate?
I get some looks. Like if I go get an energy drink before I go out hunting, like I'm wearing full camo, and people like, this is 4:00 in the morning, and people were just like,
I'm doing my grocery shopping.
Okay, there's me grabbing beef jerky and a can of mother.
Set up for a good day.
Yeah, exactly.
Bloody hell.
How do you see the public views on hunting and archery?
Oh, especially in Australia, I think it's hunting gets such a rough go of it. I think people instantly think hunters are murderers, and it's just not. I hate it because throughout my entire school life, I was like full on bullied from like a young age. So it was just like,
yep, same over here.
Yeah, it's horrible. Like just for doing what you're into, and Oh, yeah, I don't know. Primary school was horrible. And
Yeah, I wasn't into sports. I was into hunting and fishing and camping, and because I wasn't into sports, I was bullied because.
And I think a lot of it stems from, obviously it comes from the parents and stuff. Like, you know, kids go back and say, "Oh,
yeah,
goes hunting," and then it comes back, and then the kids instantly come back like, "My mum said it."
Watch Bambi too many times.
Yeah,
you know?
I've had people say, "Oh, have you?" I couldn't even count how many times someone said, "Oh, you killed Bambi."
Yeah.
Shut up. It's like, it is sad. I cried watching Bambi, but you know what? She would have tasted delicious.
yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh man, I feel bad for shooting that deer. Eats it. Yeah, no, I don't anymore.
What about archery? Like, how do you?
Oh, archery is viewed completely different. Archery's viewed like, I've had so many people tell me, especially more so in high school, like later years of high school, archery is not a sport, and that's frustrating.
Yeah,
to
I
have
bet
people say it's like, especially the amount of time you put into shooting, and it's just hearing
it's a skill.
Oh, it's horrible, and especially like I love it. Like, it's my favorite thing, like archery and hunting.
Yeah,
it's all my favorite things. So when you get somebody, it's like. It's like, oh, shit. I've told people, you couldn't even pull my bow back.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I could.
But speaking of pulling bows back, when I was a bricklaying apprentice, had this guy, roided up, big roided guy, bricklayer, strong as fuck. Thinking he's strong as fuck. Gym every day, lifting bricks every day.
Yep.
I bring my 70-pound bow in. Oh, yeah. This thing's fucking stupid. It's not broken. There's little twig me. I've put on a bit of weight since I was a bricklaying apprentice, but there's me just pull back 70 pounds like that.
Doing that. Oh my god!
Bring in the 60-pound for him. String slap straight on the arm.
Oh,
stupid bloody thing.
I hate this.
Yeah.
Throws at your CP. Did you know that Arnold Schwarzenegger took up archery?
No.
To actually gain muscle.
That's
like to work a certain muscle, so he took up archery.
Yeah, John Dudley talks about just because you're working out one side and the other side lacks out.
Oh yeah, so my left side, this part like in my neck is like really muscly, like it's just like, and this side's just like
it's just popping out. Like
it's just it's like.
What about like hunting in the archery community? Because not everyone that bow hunts does archery, but not everyone that does archery bow hunts. How do you find?
Some people frown upon it. Some people, you do have to be careful, like who you talk about hunting around, because a lot of like archery attracts lots of people who watch things like
Hunger Games, Arrow.
There are so many people that it's
Tangled. No, not Tangled. What's the one with the little Brave, the little redheaded?
So
girl.
many people are just like. That's how they get into it, which is good. Like it brings people into the sport, but I think it's not how they think it is when they actually do it. Like it's not as easy. I don't know. It does attract lots of I'd say nerdy people, and obviously people who aren't always into hunting, but some people. There's lots of bow hunters in target archery, and then again there's also lots of non-bow hunters.
Yeah, exactly. How do you find like with the European side of stuff going overseas, because a lot of European countries bow hunting's banned. Like there's only a few.
Well, it's funny because a lot of the European countries are really good at 3D, so like they're shooting at animals and stuff,
but 3D is a weird thing because the rings on the 3D targets are not where the kill zones are.
They're not, and it's just because it's scoring.
Yeah,
like you watch like the American ASAs, and they're nailing dots on these things you can't even see from like I think it's like 48 meters and stuff.
I do like. I know I said before I don't like watching much archery stuff, but the total archery challenge stuff where they have they make the big days out of it, and they're doing that shit's sick.
We need that.
Dude. Years ago, I thought about how can we set up something like that, go to different properties around Australia, just having like an Australian total archery challenge. That would be so good.
We've got to have it because like Australia's so awesome.
Yeah.
And
We've got so many great bow hunters and archers that come out of Australia. Like, it's ridiculous the amount in South Australia, especially in the archery scene. Like, you've got yourself, you got Pat, you got Alex, and you could name so many more. There's lots of around Pat's archery. Pat invests in so many great archers.
Yeah. So I think when we went to overseas, I think it was out of the compound team. I think it was 3 out of 5 are from SA.
That's
actually it might even be more. About 3 out of 5 from SA. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, SA's got a really good compound team. We have some really good recurvers, but more the recurve more like side of things is more so Victoria and Melbourne because it's more like the Olympic sort of side of stuff. And yeah, they're like we've got some awesome shooters and we've got some awesome like upcoming shooters for compound and recurve.
So recurve, that's the only one that's in the Olympics, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one.
Why is compound not up there?
Oh god, this is a heated argument, heated debate. This is like, oh my god, this is
turns hat backwards.
Yeah, this is a huge thing. Well, actually, compound is they're looking at World Archery are looking at putting it into the 2028 Olympics, and it's going to be indoor. So like what they do for Vegas and stuff. Vegas shoot. Yeah, so they're looking at doing like all that sort of stuff and making it like that. But like that's a huge argument. Like everyone's asking, why can't we put compound in and all that? And it's been going on for years.
I bet.
It's huge, like a huge thing, and it's only really been recently that it's starting to come.
For me, compound's so much better to watch than...
Personally, I prefer it. I prefer compound. I do enjoy watching recurve.
Did you change the public views on hunting and even hunting just in the archery scene?
I think it just needs to become... I know it's easier said than done. It just needs to be... It needs to be on television more, really. It just needs to be... We need to be desensitised to it a little bit more, I guess. Like,
do you think like stuff on TikTok? So there's a bunch of awesome guys. There's I think his name's Arrow Sniper.
Yeah.
He does like a bunch of trick shots. He'll throw his wedding ring up and then shoot an arrow through the wedding ring. Yeah. And there's a chick that does it as well. And there's a bunch of awesome trick archers and all of that stuff. And they get so many views. You reckon stuff like that helps?
To an extent, I don't look at TikTok. I don't have TikTok. But yeah, I think it does to an extent. But I think it also makes people's view. It just sort of concretes people's views on archery as to what they think it's like in movies. Like I think it's sort of it's
a good good view on
I've
it.
never actually really thought about it, but like I've had so many people, that Lars Anderson guy.
Yep.
Had so many people send me a thing.
Where he jumps and flips and
check out this Lars Anderson bloke.
Carries 5 arrows in his fingers like the Mongolians.
I don't do that. I'll never be able to do that. All right. It's like, stop sending me Lars Anderson.
Stop sending me Action Man running on a treadmill shooting.
Have you seen this guy before? Yes. Of course I have.
We're talking before, and Bailey's dad's just like, hey, have you seen this guy? Apparently he works in the same industry as me.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, but I think it's... I would love to be the person that brings archery. I think you sort of got to start with archery first before you go like putting in bits of hunting and stuff. Like you can, if you go onto like SBS, I think you can get these like hunting channels every now and then, like late at night.
Yeah.
And I think the way like everything's going with all the like PC stuff, like it's hard.
But also, I feel hunting has taken off over lockdown, and archery has taken off since all the Marvel movies, Disney movies, everything that, Hunger Games, all these movies that have shown different archers.
Yeah.
I remember years ago going to one of the archery shops and people going, "Oh, I've just watched Arrow. What type of bows he's shooting? Where can I get one of those lever bows?"
Oh, those things. God.
Oh, dude,
They're cool.
if I could afford one, I'd have one for bow fishing, man.
Really?
They love them.
Lots of people use them for bow fishing.
Oh, heaps of.
Have you seen Joel Turner?
Yeah.
You've seen him?
Yeah.
Have you seen the one he's got that he's shooting?
Nah.
That's cool.
It's good?
Yeah, it's really cool. I bought his like shot IQ thing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. That's another thing. If you want to get anything like the top half thing, get the shot IQ.
Good?
Yeah, it's amazing. The shot training, it's awesome. Awesome. It's like all mindset stuff.
Yeah.
So worth it.
Nah, that's good. Good bit of advice. What is hunting and archery to you?
It's a lifestyle, I guess. It is a bit like it's sort of that much of a lifestyle that it changes the way you dress. Yeah. Like I'm wearing, like you walk around and hunter gatherer. I've got a hunter's element tower jacket on, so
Vortex hat on.
Vortex hat, and people you get some weird looks. Like people look at you like never seen that brand before. It's like I know.
How do you go with like wearing hunting brands to archery stuff? Is it frowned upon?
That's fine. Just don't wear camo.
Yeah, what is camo and ranges? Like, I know SSAA ranges, like growing up, pops, like, I'd go put it on a pair of camo pants.
Yeah.
That's first, I love wearing camo.
Yeah.
I've always, like, at work, I get in trouble. Zach, why aren't you wearing one of work's hats? I'm wearing my camo hat, or I'm wearing my camo beanie. It's what I'm comfortable in. I'm wearing something that I am comfortable in.
Yeah, I feel if I go out and I'm not wearing something that I like, I feel uncomfortable. I actually do. I've honestly, like, if I go out to a party and stuff and I'm not wearing like a Vortex, I used to go to school wearing my Vortex hat. And
That's great.
The teacher would always be like going to me, Bailey, take off your hat, and I'd take it off, and then 2 seconds later I'm going around the corner, back on.
I dropped out of hunting there through my high school period and didn't start until like just after high school.
Yeah.
Again, and so I didn't have that thing. But if I'm not wearing a piece of camo or a piece of something to do with hunting, like even my wedding ring here, it's antler outlay, it's bison hair and Alaskan pan gold.
That's
from a have a look. It's from a Rogue Antler archery. Rogue Antler something. I'll post links up on it for people to find out. But he makes all, these are shed antlers from antlers he finds. The bison hair is from a bison that one of his mates shot.
Wow.
Like
that's impressive.
It's cool, man. Like I
want one.
Oh, dude, look for his sales.
Yeah.
It's worth it if you they do gold ones. He does everything.
Tungsten. Does he do a tungsten one?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
He does.
Sold. Sold.
And
I'm getting married.
just get one for each finger. Wrap it in your comps you're doing. But like I said, I'm always wearing a piece of camo or this Eureka tactical gear. Yeah. Like I've just been. My kids just got a shirt each for it.
Yeah.
I've got the hunter-gatherer. Mm-hmm. I helped design the bow hunting one. They got the shotgun hunting one.
Oh, cool. That's wicked.
Got another one I just got was hunt deer, eat venison with a big fallow buck on the front of it. That's
awesome. That's awesome. I think like wearing stuff like if you wore that at Marion, I find if I wear something that's hunting. Well, like I've got a Hunter's Element shirt that says like it's a bit more stylish. It's got like Hunter's Element on it. It's like established and all that sort of stuff. And like I get some weird looks even just from that, and it's frustrating. Throughout like high school and stuff, I was fine.
Yeah,
I sort of people that I'd like sort of grown up with in school sort of knew that I was into that stuff, and they were fine with it. And like you get stuff like there was an injured bird one day. Like, Bailey, you're into hunting and fishing. Can you come to help this bird? And I was like, all right. You could have picked it up. Just because I'm into hunting and fishing doesn't mean I'm not instantly Steve Irwin. Like, I've gotten that so many times.
Yeah. I was the this table's not wide enough. I was the first person to call with any type of lizard or bird in the classroom.
Yeah, it's odd, and it does sort of make you feel like they come to you like, oh yeah, I'll sort that out.
Here's the weird guy that picks up lizards and spiders. We'll get him.
Exactly. It's like I don't do it that often. All right.
I do. I'll drive down a dirt road, and as soon as I see a lizard, pull over, go catch it.
Catch it.
You know,
get the
show
chicks off of it. Thank you.
show the kids, take photos.
Yeah. It's awesome.
How would you like to be remembered?
You know, remembered as a good person, I guess, and enjoy doing what I did, and hopefully I can just pass that down.
Yeah.
Like, to my kids and all that. And
perfect answer, man. What about your favourite bit of game to cook? How do you like? Are you much of a cook or?
I do like cooking. KFR is pretty good.
Oh, KFR is so good.
KFR is pretty good.
I went to the next level and take all the bits of meat off the bone and do it in chunks, and then just have KFR popcorn nuggets. So you don't have to deal with the bones. It's just popping the nuggets, man. It's so good.
Stop it! You're making me hungry. Tangling cords, sorry.
I need to drill a hole in the middle of this table for all the cords. You're the first guest in here since I've got the new stands and the new chairs.
It's a wicked little setup. I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there, man.
Venison backstrap too.
So good. How do you cook it?
Well, the last time we got a deer. Sounds bad. 2019, December 2019 was the last time we got a deer.
Nice and fat that time of year.
It was a doe, and it was just like, how do we do it? We just cooked it. I can't
just
remember.
cooked it.
Yeah, we just cooked it. We just put I think we marinated it maybe a little bit, not much marinated. Maybe we just put salt, pepper. I can't remember. Well, I know we had it with a nice homemade gravy that we cooked it in its own juices.
Perfect.
And we I think we put it into a barbecue, shut it, and then let it all cook. And it was really, really good.
I love venison.
All I remember, it was bloody delicious.
So if people want to follow your competition shooting and your hunting adventures and just your pages, where can people find you?
I've got Facebook and I've got Instagram. My Facebook is just Bailey Wildman, BaileyWildman, and then my Instagram is no capitals, Bailey.Wildman19. So,
what about sponsors? Any sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
Yes, Pat's Archery, Fallen Forge knives, awesome knives. Launch Tech, they make archery blades. They're awesome. So tough, amazing. They're from England, amazing, cool. Amazing. And I reckon that's it, actually.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, man, for coming out here. It's like I said, I was chatting to your good mate Martin, and he recommended and spoke very highly of you.
Yep.
And I've been following your archery career for the last few years, and you've really skyrocketed up in the archery scene in the last couple of years. You're shooting some wicked scores. You've gone to South Korea, you've gone to France. You're going to the US at the end of the year. That's some awesome shit.
Hopefully world number one in the next few years. So badly. That's what I want to do. I want to be a professional archer. For everyone. People were like, ooh. Yeah. People, honestly, so many people have told me, it's like...
The Australian John Dudley.
Oh, yeah, well... so many people.
And I interviewed him first on the first podcast.
the first interview. Always remember it. Thank you so much, Zach.
Nah, all good, man. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for listening. Please find us on social media, Instagram at Hunting Connection Podcast, Facebook at Hunting Connection Podcast, and Twitter at Hunting Connect. Also, please subscribe on whatever podcast app you're listening on, rate, review, share with your friends and families, and thank you for listening.